Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Friday. It is Friday. There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, but for the next, I don't know, half an hour to 60 minutes, we're just going to keep it light here, okay? So, we're going to keep it light. We're going to keep it good. We're going to keep it positive, okay? So, I want to go back over the gratitude for Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday. We'll do that really quick, and then we'll move into the Angel Answers deck, and then good morning, baby sibling, and then we'll move right into the reading, okay? Because it's Oracle Friday. It's Aloha Oracle Friday. So, gratitude from Monday. It is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up. Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, whichever. Tuesday. Gratitude opens the door to the power, the wisdom, the creativity of the universe. You open the door through gratitude. And yesterday, gratitude is an opener of locked up blessings. Gratitude is an opener of locked up blessings. All of those mean with gratitude, you can do a lot of things. With gratitude, you can break down walls that you never thought you could break down. With gratitude, you can open doorways that you never thought were possible to open. Sometimes we're going to face setbacks, okay? And sometimes they may seem dire. It may seem like the other side is ha-haing in your face. Do not give up. Do not quit, okay? Do not. Keep going forward, all right? I'm also sorry. I had a bit of an issue with the light I normally use in the morning, so I've had to use the light that's actually supposed to be used from one of these. But to be honest with you, one of the reasons I haven't used it is, as you can see, I know I probably shouldn't have pointed that out because everyone's going to be like, I can't stop seeing it now, Shelly Marie. But it is there. So, so anyways, let's get going. It is Aloha Oracle Friday, as I mentioned. And I have guidelines. And this time I wrote them down. So, do not worry where the message is coming. Number one, most important one, okay? Do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. All right? See, baby sibling, notice the light. You know what? With this light, I'm telling you, I've had it in front of me where it made me look like I had like rings around my actual eyes. I've had it just off to the side of the computer. It is literally like 2 feet from me. And it's still, and in fact, it's kind of funny because there's different settings. See, it's just like, oh, bright, not bright. We'll just go with we'll go with this one. See, I guess I can lower it to pretty much nothing, but I know now I'm just playing, wasting your time. But, anyway, so Oracle Friday guidelines. I'm just going to read these exactly as I wrote them. That doesn't mean it takes away from exactly how I feel about it. If I don't read it exactly as it is, I will be all over the place trying to explain it. All right. So this is just how it is. Do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. I only work from a good place. In all transparency, I generally try to tap in with Archangel Michael. May not be everybody's thing, but that's where I get a lot of my messages from. That's kind of the protection I get to open up for other spirit guides to come through for maybe someone in particular. So, I just know that I come from a good place, okay? The cards may not always come from a good place because they may be telling you what you need to hear as opposed to what you want to hear. So remember that as well. Number 2, do not try to make a card reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress and overthinking. Okay, unnecessary stress and overthinking. It's kind of the same idea of what I just said now. You may not get the message you want, but you're going to get the message you need. Or if it doesn't resonate with you, maybe try again. All right. Number 3, I will give you the message I receive and the message from the book because someone took the time to put that together. So we will cover that. Although I did forget last Friday with the angel answers, but I was hurrying. I was rushing. I was going to the fair that day. So I was just trying to get going. So I'm going to start with the deck I always start with, Angel Answers. I really love this deck. It's been a while since we've had like a real kind of theme going. So good morning, older sibling. It's been a while since we had sort of a theme going. So let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens today. So, ooh, holy cow. I didn't see what that was, but it flew right out. So let's see. If nothing else pops out, I'm just going to shuffle one more time. Maybe cut the deck in half. I'm hearing cut the deck in half. And then we'll start with the card that flew out. So, ooh, we'll start with the two cards that flew out. All right. So, I'm hearing the first one that flew out goes first. And the other one goes last. So, let's see what we got here. All right. Alrighty now. Alrighty now. And we got the trusty book for after. So, the very first card that popped out. Take action. Take action. If there's something you've been wanting to do and you keep putting it off, I heard, or I saw a great quote not that long ago that says, someday is not a day in the week. And I can't remember who it is. I think I put it down for one of my quotes somewhere, but someday is not a day of the week. So if you keep saying, well, someday I'll get to it, one day I'll do this, just do it, you know. Or if it's not something you can immediately do, start making plans for it. Okay, don't just say, well, I'll start it another time, I'll do it another time. One of the reasons I've always made a big deal about that London trip was because ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to go there. I mean, like a really, really young kid. I've always wanted to go there. I knew that there's something about that place that just constantly just draws my soul to it. And I needed a catalyst to go. I always thought that I would just go someday. And finally I had a catalyst to go. And that's why I mentioned why it was such a big deal that, you know, that I used that play as the catalyst for a reason to go, because I'm not sure I'm not sure that someday would have happened already if that hadn't been a thing. So, oh, thank you, Victor. I miss you too, sweet boy. So sweet. That's my nephew. I just got a message. So Auntie Shelly's so happy right now. But don't wait for someday. You know, in fact, speaking of, and I was just about to use her as an example because she says I'm allowed to. Baby sibling, for instance, right? There's a lot of things that she's wanted to do, and she's starting to do them. She's realizing, I don't want to waste my time anymore thinking about it. I want my children to have an adventure. I want to have an adventure. I want to do things I never got to do when I was a kid. You know, those kind of things. I did travel a little bit when I was a kid, not very far. I mean, a lot of it was either to Hawaii or Disneyland, but those were normal to me. That was fun stuff for me, you know, but they're doing things. They're not waiting for that someday anymore. They're just doing it. And, you know, so take action. Take action. And it's not just about traveling, guys. It's about a lot of different things. If there's a job you want, take action. Doesn't mean quit your job. No, keep your job because you got to pay your bills. But start looking in other areas that might bring you more joy. Start looking in other areas that you know, will make you smile, make you happy, make you say, yeah, you know what, this is exactly what I want to do. And then go from there. But just don't wait for someday, because someday is not a day in the week. All right. So take action. The time has come to take action. Your angels are waiting for you to take the next step so that they can assist you along the path to your dreams. Do away with procrastination and uncertainty. I'm a master procrastinator. In your heart, you know what to do, so get going. Okay? In your heart, you know what to do, so get going. Whether you're focused upon career, relationships, or some other topic, the fulfillment of your wishes isn't going to just fall into your lap. You must be actively focused on the pursuit of what you want. All right. So, and you know, like I've said before when we've had cards that are similar to this, there may be times when you sit there and saying, you know, I put this out, I put that out, I put my resume out. I've said that to people. I put my resume out, I put it here, I put it there, I put it at all these different places. But here's the other important thing about that. You have to trust and you have to believe. You know, I talked about stepping into trust. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Well, no, the day before we didn't have a perspective, but I've talked about trust all week. But yesterday I realized it was the root of my fear. But it wasn't until today that I finally said, okay, I'll trust. Then I come out of my room, I see the news, and it's just like, really? Why did I bother? But then I remembered why. Because I have a purpose here. I have a soul purpose here. We all do. We all have a life purpose here. And, you know, mine is to try to sow the division that's happening in this world, in this country. You know, yeah, I'm only one person, but there's so many other people like me and that want to bring people together instead of push them apart. You know, to find common ground, to find compromise. And for me, sometimes in all different things, the only way to take action, if you've already done all the steps before it, is to believe and to trust that good things will happen out of this, that good things will come. And if we don't believe and we don't trust, then things are just going to sit wherever you've put your things out to. They're just going to sit there because they don't have that oomph they need to be in front of something else, to be in that person's face, to be in whatever situation's face that you want it to be in. You can't just say, okay, I've done that. You have to trust and you have to believe. And if things still aren't working out for you, because, you know, in a lot of different things, I have trusted and believed. But I haven't believed in the higher purpose of it. That maybe everything that's happening to me right now is happening for a reason, preparing me for something big and better, you know, or something big, or just something life-changing that is keeping me from, sorry, it's my echo. No way to shut it off, sorry. But anyways, just things like that. Sometimes we forget to trust and believe and to have that faith in things. You know, so take your action, all right? So I'm sorry. I think older sibling was trying to clear the message downstairs and I can just hear it reverberating up through the floor. So if you believe, I really, really like this card. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest with you. My brain is just all over the place from this morning and everything is distracting me. Like I said, the echo downstairs is so loud I can hear it through my floor. So it was just completely distracting me. It should have just been left alone. But yeah, it's just all over the place. Auntie Shelley's not having a good morning here. We're trying though, because this is why I wanted to do this, because I feel it's important to get the positivity out there. I feel like it's important for, you know, to put the end to the neener, I did better than you kind of deal. You know, we all are going to win in life. We're all going to lose in life. And if we lose, we can throw a tantrum and be a complete jerk about it. Or we can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to get up and keep trying. If we win, we don't have to be a jerk about it either. We can say, you know what? Good game. Good game. Hard fought, you know, well played, and just be very courteous about it. But there are times when we forget about those things. It's just kind of like in your face. Or, you know, you're a jerk. Or I hate you because I lost. You know, just stupid things like that. You know, it's just crazy stuff. No matter what side we sit on, whether it's losing or winning, we have to remind ourselves how we react to things is what's most important. That's what's going to be remembered. No one's going to care if you won or lost. It's how you react to it. For instance, I don't know what the true reasoning behind this was, okay? But there was a long time ago, we were all watching a hockey game against two teams. One team had sincere disrespect for the other team. And they had a older player who was, I think, getting ready for retirement. And generally at the end of a hockey game during playoffs, not during regular season, but during playoffs, when the other team wins, they'll do a handshake, which I like. A lot of people say it takes too much time. And, you know, I do wish that teams would do the handshake quicker so that the losing team can get off the ice, because, you know, they're feeling crappy, right? They've just been bounced, especially if it's the big championship. But they do their handshakes, they do their, you know, attaboys. One person would not come out for it. And they were just saying, I don't want to. Now, I don't know if that's because they were upset that they lost. if they were upset because that might have been the end of their career and they lost, or if they were just upset because they couldn't believe. The rumor was they couldn't believe they lost to the team they lost to. And now when I see this person who does, the sports desk during a lot of these playoffs and championships, that's all I see now. I don't see a person that said, you know what, good luck in your career because they're at the end of theirs. I see this person who was just so angry that's what it reminds me of. And it's sad because I had a lot of respect for that player. I mean, the only person I've ever put on a sports pedestal was Tony Gwynn. And anybody that wants to argue with me and say he does not belong there, I will just shut you out, okay? Because that man was one of the kindest people I've ever met. He had a very bright soul, and you could feel it. You could just, it just oozed from him. When he retired, this big name, legendary Hall of Fame baseball player went to go coach for his old college, and when they had the staff banquet, he just sat there like one of them. He was my hero. Besides my parents, he was my hero. And I know my dad was a big, big fan of his too, and was just so tickled and delighted when he got to talk to him. He says, and he's sitting here telling me, because I got to meet him beforehand, several years before, but he just sat there and told me, he's all like, he just talked to us like we were like he was one of us. And then he reminded himself, well, I guess he was one of us, but you know what I mean. And that's what was impressive. When you meet people that you put on a pedestal and they don't disappoint you. Because what is that one big saying? Don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes. I was lucky though, because I know we talked about this before. I was lucky because I love Buzz Aldrin. Not going to say he's one of my heroes, but one of my favorite astronauts, even though that all happened before my time. Another nice man. Just genuine. Didn't really make a big deal about the fact that he was the second guy on the moon. But, just, like I said, he was there supporting his wife at a animal cruelty or prevention of cruelty to animals fundraiser that we were at. And it's people like that that give you hope. And it's people like that that make you want to emulate the kindness, the positivity, the everything that they put out into this world. Tony Gwynn never won a World Series, but he's so revered and still remembered today, long after he's passed. He passed a few months before my mother did, actually. And, he never won that World Series, but he never left the team where he made a home. And he had the opportunity to do so. And I don't think there's a Padre fan in the world that would have, been angry at him for doing that. Because we all loved him so much. We knew he deserved that. And it's those kind of people that make these kind of cards that mean something. If you believe. He believed he was a good person. And I don't know, maybe he didn't. I'm just kind of shooting that out of my face. But I believed he was a good person. And that's because of the way he lived his life. And that's why I do Oracle Fridays, because I want to remind people that when somebody gives you a compliment, believe it. If somebody tells you, hey, that was a great job, believe it. If you lose and somebody says, hey, you know what? You may not have won today, but great job, because you really gave me a run for my money, believe it. Because you may be that person one day saying that to somebody else, and they may feel like you did at one time and say, no, I should have won that. But no, you did your best. People are always going to say, well, it does matter if you win. Sure, everybody likes to win, but we're not going to win every time. We're not going to win every time. There was a time when I used to be this really great air hockey player, right? And I would beat everybody under the sun. Then my younger cousin Dia comes along and wipes the table with me. Very humbled. I just stood there stunned like, whoa, I can't believe I lost, But it's those kind of things. You have to believe in yourself. When you take action, you have to believe. If you believe when you're taking action, things are going to happen. They may not turn out the way you want them to, but they will turn out the way they need to. Okay? It'll turn out in the way that is best for you. So, what you need right now is faith, which is also trust. You can have what you desire, but you must believe that it can be so. Stay positive and visualize the outcome you're hoping for. Set aside all negativity or pessimism in favor of a sunny outlook. The law of attraction brings to us what we expect to receive. If our perception is that we deserve great things, then we will attract happiness. If we fall into doubt and don't believe in our own self-worth, then our experiences will match that energy. Believe in yourself and your cherished dreams. Believe in yourself and your cherished dreams. You deserve that. The situation will improve. Hey, you know what? This is starting to turn into a whole story. Take action if you believe the situation will improve. So take your action, and if you believe and have that faith and have that trust, the situation will improve. But you have to have faith. You have to have trust. You have to believe. 3 things, 3 different words, but all really in the end means so much of the same thing. To believe, to trust that everything is going to be okay, even when it feels like it's not. And when it feels like it's not, that's where gratitude comes in. Be grateful for everything. Okay, yesterday on my way home, I was struggling a little bit. So I just started gratituding everything. You know, that was the first time I was out yesterday, because I went to go see Lightyear yesterday. It was so good. But it was just one of those things, you know, where it was just kind of like, okay, I'm struggling a little bit, so I'm going to be grateful for everything I see. All the green lights I got on the way home. The fact that when I was able to turn, no cars were coming, so I was able to turn safely and not feel like I was doing the bolt of death across the street when I was turning into my street. Little things like that. And the funny thing is I say little things like that, but little things are the biggest things to me. They're the biggest things. It's the little things that make up the big things. Oh, good morning, Tara. Yeah, see, I thought it was cute too. And if you guys go to see Lightyear, if you want, there are 3 stingers at the end. One towards the middle of the credits, one at the very end of the credits, and then they'll show the Disney sign, the Pixar sign, then it'll go dark, and there'll be one more. And that very last one, it's not very long, but it's worth it. So anyways, so if you do go see it, stay for all that if you want to, or you can just look up on Media Stinger and it'll tell you what you missed. So anyways, the situation will improve. Your angels want you to know that they are aware that things look difficult right now. However, the situation is going to improve. It may take some time, and there will most likely be some hard work ahead of you, but the effort you put forth will be worth it, and things are going to get better. Now is not the time to give up on wounded friendships or ailing relationships. There is still hope for the future. Take heart and continue to work toward a partnership where both parties are fulfilled and happy in the future. You know, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I've been doing gratitude. Okay, Oracle is only on Friday. But Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I've done gratitude. And gratitude is a big part of the situation will improve. Like I said, to me, gratitude sometimes equals trust. You are trusting that everything you want to happen will happen in the way it's meant to happen. Again, if you're setting prayers, intentions, or manifestations, whichever one that you subscribe to, remember to give your higher power, your source, God, whoever it is, that wiggle room. Don't just say, well, this is exactly what I want. Ask for this or something better. This or something better. You don't want to upend somebody else's life because of your desire for something. But if you ask for this or something better, what's meant for you will be yours. What's meant for you will be yours. But you have to have faith and trust in it. You have to understand that what will come to you is what is meant for you, not necessarily what you wanted. But it will be this or something better. You won't be going backwards. It will still be the equivalent or better. So when it comes to things like that, remind yourself that the situation will improve. Have the gratitude. Be grateful for everything. Okay, even if it's just the watch you're wearing or the glasses you're wearing or the earrings you forgot to put on this morning. Be grateful. I'm grateful for my mouse because I work off of a laptop and not always fun to play on the pad there, but the mouse makes my life so much easier. And I always recognize that when I leave for vacation and I forget the mouse, right? And then you're like, crap, I got to do it this way. So now I remember to pack this one. So we're going to do one more of these and then we're going to move on. You know, there was a card that came up, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think it goes with these 3 cards. I think it popped out because when it popped out, it felt like it was very specific for somebody. And all it says is wait. Okay? So wait. So if there is something that you've wanted to do and you're like, I'm going to do this no matter what the cost, somebody's telling you to wait and think about it. Or, you know, wait for the right moment. Wait, you know, strike while the iron's hot, and the iron may not be that hot yet. All right, so, or if you're starting to go down into a spiral, wait. You may not have a reason to. You know, sometimes when we start to spiral or we start to give up and walk away from things, we're walking away right before the miracle happens, right before the finish line. You know, don't stop 2 feet before the finish line. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. Wait. Wait and see what happens. Okay, wait and see what happens. Your situation, excuse me. Your situation is going to require a little patience. Your angels are not saying no, but they are saying not yet. Sometimes heaven needs a little extra time to make all the pieces fall perfectly into place. What you're asking for may have an effect on the lives of others. When this occurs, it can take additional preparation to make sure that everyone's needs are seen to. Be patient so that all who are involved can have the experience they are meant to have. So whoever that resonated with, that is for you. And this is the last card for the other deck. No need to worry. I'm a class A worrier. That list I was talking about yesterday, that bucket list, desire list, you know, the things you want in life. I literally did not realize this, but I have several things on there. And a lot of them aren't actually material things. They're just things that I just want better in my life. And some are material things. But I actually put be worry free on there twice. Which says something, because one was at the very top, one was at the very bottom that I filled in like a day or two later without reading through my list. And every time I get to it, I just giggle and think, wow, you got it bad, Shelly Marie. You really got it bad. So no need to worry. Okay, that's where trust comes in. And I am still struggling a little bit with trust. I'm doing my best to not struggle with trust, but it's still a bit of a thing there. But when we worry, you're basically cutting your faith in half. You know, think of it as like chutes and ladders, right? Does everybody remember chutes and ladders? If you landed on a ladder, you go up. If you landed on a snake, you have to go all the way down or back to the beginning. When we worry, these are some of the things that happens. We hit that ladder and we're like, yeah, but then, you know, everything's going great. And then we start to think, oh God, everything's going great. Something's going to happen that's bad. And then we make it happen because we're manifesting it. You're literally putting it out there. And then maybe you roll a 2 and you hit that snake and you end up all the way back at the beginning, right? So, or the chute. You know, I think it used to be called snakes and ladders, but I think they used to kill, or not kill, I think they used to scare kids. So, I don't know. That was before my time. It was always chutes and ladder in my time. But think of it as any board game where you have to go back to go. Where you have to go back to the start, right at the beginning. That's what worrying does. Worrying sends us right back to go. Do not collect $200. Just get your ass back to the front of the board. You know, the beginning of the board. And when we don't worry, we're able to circle that board like nobody's business. Now, I've recently understood, not discovered, but recently understood the true meaning of what imposter syndrome is. And believe it or not, I think it's something that a lot of people actually suffer from. Maybe not to the degree of having an actual imposter syndrome, but when good things are happening to us, we tend to think, I don't deserve this. You know, maybe you feel like you've done wrong things in your life, but you're not giving yourself credit for the good things you've done that may have negated that that puts you on the path to receiving good things. I saw a tweet the other day that says, from this girl that says, I need to stop and get rid of my imposter syndrome and just acknowledge that every good thing that's happening to me now, I deserve it. But up until that tweet, she's like, I don't deserve this. We all go through that. We all go through this. I can't believe so many wonderful things are happening to me, you know, and then the minute you start thinking it's all just going to crash and fall down and, you know, just go to hell. Well, of course it is, because now you've just put that out there. And it doesn't mean that that's not what was going to happen. That doesn't mean that something wasn't going to be thrown into your path. But now you've literally put that out there. So when it does happen, you're like, see, I told you. But if you didn't put that out there, chances are the way you would have thought about it was, you know what? That's okay. This is one step out of all the good things that have just happened to me. So I want all the good things to keep happening for me. You're going to push through whatever that obstacle was. You're going to choo-choo train your way right through it. Whereas, if you sit there and go, I knew that was going to happen, you have literally just Titanicked yourself. That's right. I went from trains to boats. You're going to hit that iceberg. And then you're going to just sink. Because that's exactly what you're expecting to happen. Instead of just being that train and pushing right through it. And saying, okay, that's just one thing. Now bring more good stuff to me. Alright, so we'll read this card really quick and then we'll move on to the next deck. I really want to get to the healing deck today because I felt, it's not very often I feel a real big pull to read from that, but your worries and concerns regarding your question are unnecessary. God and your angels, or your higher power, have the situation well in hand and everything is going to turn out perfectly. Obsessing over the subject isn't helpful. The energy of fear and worry only slows the eventual manifesting of your desires. Visualize loving and happy outcomes and keep your thoughts positive. Very soon you will wonder why you were worrying about this at all. I spent an entire day yesterday worrying about how to trust. That was an entire day wasted on learning how to trust or worrying about how to trust. Don't be me. Okay, that's my PSA for today. Don't be Shelley Marie. Just go out there, do everything I say, do as I say and not as I do. So, anyways, let's just do the healing deck really quick. I'm not sure if this is for the group or just for a specific group of people, but I really feel like it's gonna, I don't know, hit someone between the eyes. Ooh, pride. That's kind of a freaky looking card, eh? Pride. But, you know, if you really think about it, that's kind of what pride does, right? Pride upends you. Pride makes you forget that there are other people in this world that may not have the same feelings you do. And you don't care because you think you're right. You have to be right. It's your way or the highway. Pride loses you people. Pride loses you opportunities. Pride is an obstacle. Okay, it's an iceberg. It's you know, I'm trying to think of something big that would be in the middle of the tracks of a train, since we were going with trains and boats. But, you know, pride is an iceberg, and it will cut you, and it will possibly, not always, but possibly sink you. Okay, so pride, you may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, while at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you are always right? By holding on to shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. I don't want to give anything away, but I will say this. If anybody that's watching this has seen Lightyear, just remember this card, and you will understand when you see it, or if you've already seen it, what I'm talking about. But remember, recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. You don't always have to go it alone. You don't always have to do things by yourself. You can ask for help. You know, when I start to feel very agitated, I feel like I'm being what a very close inner circle of mine and I call being poked by negative things, being poked by bad things, or just negative energy, bad energy. And sometimes really it's just us growing. It's us kind of trying to wiggle out of that cocoon, right? To become that butterfly. And it takes a lot of work to get out of there. Oh, baby sibling, you have to go say it. But baby sibling she's my Pixar baby. Okay, I mean, she's not my baby, but she's my baby sibling, who's actually my cousin. But she is a Pixar baby, through and through. So, but there are times when I need to ask for help. And I've always been ashamed of that. I always felt like I have to do this on my own. I can do this on my own. And for some people, it's because they want all the credit. For me, it was just because I felt like I had to prove that I was strong. Either way, it doesn't work. We don't get through this life by ourselves. At some point, there are people helping us. At some point, there are people saying, hey, you know what? You've got this. You can do this. You are very capable. Even if it's just someone lending a shoulder to cry on or arms to hug you when you're feeling like super shit. You know, don't let pride get in your way. There is a reason pride looks like this. That's the shadow thing. Now, for some people, they might think, wow, it's like the coolest tattoo ever. But this is meant to show what pride can do to us. It kills your insides. You know, and if you don't think it does and you have pride, well, I've had pride and I've made it this far and blah, 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 blah. Imagine what you're losing. How many people have you pushed away? How many people have you scorned on your path to wherever it is you're getting to? On your, you know, when I was in deep denial about my mental health for a very long time. My mother told me to sweep it under the rug, so I thought, you know what? She's right, because she's such a strong person. I want to emulate her. And after a while, when I did finally find someone who saw what I was struggling with and how much it was hurting me, which was older sibling, I fought her, and I fought her hard because I had so much pride. I didn't want something to be wrong with me. I already had to walk around with a scar on my chest. I didn't want to walk around with a scar in my brain. You know, just this emotional scar that I carry. But without her help and not giving up on me, because she was humble about it. Like, she was just so patient. I've been able to get to a point in my mental health where I am better. I've gotten a point to where my eating addiction, you know, I mean, emotional eating is for those that don't realize it, it is a real eating disorder. I've gotten that under control. I was having the worst day the other day, and the first thing I wanted to do was go to one of my two favorite places that I talked about that I will not name because I don't want to discredit them. Okay, if you know, you know. But I wanted to go to my most favorite place in the whole world, have my most favorite thing, and I thought, no. You just want that because you're hurting, because you're having pain, because you're struggling. And if I hadn't have let go of my pride and let older sibling and then eventually baby sibling as well help me and guide me, I would have gone there. You know, I mean, I didn't become this fabulously plump for no reason, you know, but it's not healthy for my heart. And I'm learning to make the better choices because I let go of pride. I let go of pride. So that's my warning to you. Be careful with pride. Pride does not have your back. You can be prideful and be happy about things and be supportive of other people and take great pride in things, but when pride starts to become an obstacle and it starts to become a sort of Ebenezer Scrooge type of deal, you need to back up and slow down. All right, I'm feeling drawn to this one again. I love this deck. I love the New Orleans deck because it just makes me smile. It is so pretty. It is so colorful. It's just, oh, I know, it's just like the best deck ever. So let's see if anything pops out. What I loved is that for 2 weeks in a row, whoa, 2 weeks in a row, we got Madame Laveau, which I thought was kind of neat. So, ooh, spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. I'm just going to read the book on that one because I got nothing. I'm literally getting nothing. I'm just getting read the book. Spiritual knowledge can be gained through a multitude of experiences and teachings. During this time, you will find clarity and guidance through being open to different types of spiritual teachings. It is not necessary to tie yourself down to just one, but rather to go where your energy leads you. After all, spirituality and connection are not things that can be summed up in just one book or practice for everyone. Take what resonates with you and create a peace within Take what resonates with you and creates a peace within while keeping your mind open to everything. You are likely to find that you are drawn to bits and pieces of different teachings that will lead you to your own organic spiritual connection, experience, and understanding. I resonate so hard with this card. I was raised Catholic. And I don't identify as Catholic really anymore. Well, I guess I am. I'm a very lapsed Catholic. I'm a former Catholic. Because I look, this is funny. It's 9/12. That's the day my mom passed. So I'm sitting, all I can just hear her in my head going, what? But my mom was very Catholic. But I grew up in a family with an agnostic father and a Catholic mother. And my father was raised in religion, and it was a browbeater. Okay. I don't want to put people down because I don't know who will be watching this, but it was a browbeater. And no, it was not Catholicism. I don't mind the Catholic religion. There are certain things I disagree with it, but I have taken different things, and I found a group of people that, are very spiritually and metaphysically minded. And there are some groups I belong to where I hid the fact that I still believe in God. It's like I've mentioned before, I am a polytheist, and a polytheist means I believe in more than one God. I believe in more than one higher power. And but he's my main dude, right? Because that's familiar to me. And so I've taken different teachings from different places and different things I've read, different books that I've read. And a lot of them are so similar. What I find interesting, and this is just my perspective because I don't want to throw anybody with it, but a lot of religions fight with one another over God. And the funny thing is when you really get down to the teachings and you read the other books, it's basically the same guy or woman, however you want to look at it. It's the same deity. But it's just how they view him or her. Like I said, I don't want to step on toes here. So I'm just go with it, okay? But when you think about it and you read some of their beliefs and how they view God, it is basically the same deity. And then you step back and you think, why is everyone fighting over this? Just because everybody takes a different path to that same place. And we forget to think about that. Everybody, there were pagans in the world. Pagans, I think, get a bad rap because everyone calls them heathens, everyone calls them this, that, and the other. They're a lot like Native Americans. Okay, or natives, I think they're called First Nation in Canada. They turn their faith to nature, the sun, the moon. They worship what they can see. They worship the Great Spirit, which they can't see. But people look down on that because people don't understand. And when people don't understand, they take fear and they take worry and they turn it into something else. If you really kind of look at religion, a lot of the things that we celebrate were all taken from ancient traditions, not religious traditions. Christmas used to be the pagan celebration of Yule. Halloween is the pagan celebration of Samhain. Easter. Easter was a time of fertility. That's why there's the bunny. Everyone's all like, I don't get how Jesus and the bunny go together. The bunny is a symbol of fertility from when it was an ancient practice. And I know, I'm not trying to go on the deep end. I'm not here to convince anybody to change their mind. I'm just saying these are the things that kind of opened my eyes, and it didn't make me turn my back. I had already turned my back because I wanted to get to know God more, believe it or not. And there's a lot of groups that are very metaphysically minded that frowned upon the fact. And so I would hide it. I felt like I was in hiding. But that's because they felt so condemned by religion. But then I found a group, a very wonderful, beautiful group, that they don't care. We're all there for one purpose. We're all there to, not to force each other how to believe or to judge one another, but to share what we know and to learn from one another. And that's what spiritual knowledge is. It's about going out there and discovering your path. And, maybe you're a person who has not subscribed to religion. Older sibling was baptized I can never remember if it was a Lutheran or, I don't know. Sorry, older sibling. But her parents left it up to her. And she went through all different, I think she's been to temple. I think she's been to church. I know she's definitely been to Catholic church because she went to a wedding at a Catholic church. Oh my God, they're so long, but, it's so terrible. But it's not about putting other people's religions down. It's about being open to one another's beliefs. Whatever resonates with you, whatever works for you, then that's great. But this is also where pride comes in, not trying to force your ideas on other people. But just saying, oh yeah, this is what I believe and this is where my heart sits. And for me, spiritual knowledge has opened up a lot of doorways for me. And I knew there was going to be a second card. I knew it. New beginnings. We had this card last week. 100% love this card. It is one of my favorite cards. New beginnings. And yes, it does say Lafayette Cemetery, and believe it or not, the card right before that, although it's not in here, but this is card number 2. Card number 1 is Madame Laveau for power. And you know what? She was actually a very devout Catholic. A lot of people don't know that. Yes, she was considered to be a voodoo priestess, but a lot of people believe voodoo actually kind of goes hand in hand for some religions with Catholicism. I know, and I'm not trying to throw anyone there. But she was a very devout Catholic. So, new beginnings. The word cemetery is usually associated with loss and gloom. However, in every ending, there is also a new beginning. You have picked this card because within your recent difficulties and endings, there is also a very bright new beginning that is more attuned to your highest good. It can be easy to get lost in counting the ways that have fallen apart, but the universe has already begun piecing together a better experience for you. If you're ready to embrace it, rather than... Okay, I messed up that one. But the universe has already begun piecing together a better experience for you if you're ready to embrace it. Rather than focus on the obvious and negative, it is time to see how you have been released from what has been holding you back and to explore all of the new possibilities that have been created by this shift. I personally know that this card definitely resonates with me. But that's what it's about, guys. It's about new beginnings. It's about trusting that new beginning. It's about believing that what you desire, what you want, if you give your higher power that room, it will come to you. And like I said, it'll be this, the way you've asked for it, or something better, what's meant for you. All right? So never discount what you don't understand, can't see, or don't know. There's a lot of people in this world that will say, well, if there really was somebody out there, then why did they let this person die? Because this person that died was such an amazing, good person. Well, sometimes it's a fixed point in time. I don't know. And that was a conversation I had with my father. If there was really somebody out there, he wouldn't have taken your mother. And my mom died from cancer, which it was bad. It was bad. I mean, this is probably the first summer that I've really kind of just allowed myself to really just be free without thinking about, that summer 8 summers ago, when the whole world felt like it was just falling apart, you know. And for me, as much as I hate the fact that my mother has passed on, for me, and I don't know for anybody else, but for me, it was a fixed point in time. It is what set me on this path. Would I rather have her back? Of course. She's my mother. I would always love to have her here. She is, like my father, a bit of the wind beneath my wings, if you will. I just saw these and thought about them because my mother always shows up to me as a dragonfly. People will see hummingbirds and other things, but she's always shown herself to me as a dragonfly. Whenever I'm having a super horrible day, I will see one. And it's very rare for me to see a purple dragonfly. I've only seen one in my life, and it was when I was crying so hard. I was in the car. I mean, like, this was dangerous crying while I was driving, but it happened. And then this purple dragonfly flew by, like a big one. I swear it was like this big. I've never seen one that big before. It flew by, and I felt her. I can feel her now, but I mean, you know, I have a beautiful gift, and I used to hide it because I was afraid it would scare people off, but it's part of my purpose. That's why we're doing 28 lessons of gratitude on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. That's why I do Self-Care Wednesday every Wednesday. That's why I do these, because I know that people will say, well, it's just Shelly, so I'll just watch it. It has to be okay. But that's why I do these on Friday, because we need those messages, and they come from a good place. They come from higher powers, your source, your spirit guides, whatever. If a card is resonating for you, it's because your spirit guide said, oh, hey, look, why don't you go watch this today? And then there's your answer. You know, oh, yeah, okay, older sister. That's so funny. I've always thought of Lutherans as being the Catholic rivals, but that's just because the school down the street, we used to have to play basketball against them, and they were our rivals. But anyways, wow, got two good cards. This one came out, this one flew out. So we'll start with this one, Perfect Timing. This is another card that resonates with me. Like I said, this morning, I actually slept in this morning and ran a little behind because I was struggling so hard with just saying, okay, I trust. Believe it or not, I could not get those words out of my mouth. I could not commit to trusting in what I cannot see. And I thought, all right, you know what? I prayed on it. I meditated on it. I literally started meditating last night and slept right through to 4 o'clock in the morning but I had a lot of interesting dreams, and I feel like it was coming through that. And this morning, finally, probably right around 7:30 or so, I said, okay, let's do this. Phone and do not disturb. I committed to trusting. And it still feels weird. It still feels awkward. But it was something I knew I needed to do. I needed to face my fear and jump in. And I needed to get to the root of that. And the root of that is my fear of trust. And so now I hope I've negated that. I hope that I have removed the weeds that have been around that root of my trust. And made it better for me. So perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. This is the right time for you to move forward. If you're struggling, I really feel like this goes with the angel answer cards. But if you're struggling, just take a moment to stop resisting. Take a moment to stop, and allow the good to happen to you. Sometimes we try so hard to make things happen that we actually chokehold it as opposed to helping it and let it work for us. Sometimes you need to take that break and take that step back. You have to let go of pride. You have to let go of, well, I need to be strong. You are strong. It takes more strength to stop resisting than it does to continually resist. Because all you're doing is hurting yourself. When you know that on the other side of that door that you're trying to keep shut is this beautiful existence, you're only harming yourself. It takes more emotional and spiritual strength to stop, open that door, and look through, and then walk through it. Because you are literally allowing yourself to face the unknown. That's why nobody likes change. Change is change. People who fear change are people who fear the unknown. And I may be speaking for everybody there, and I don't mean to be, but that's my perspective. That's where I'm coming from, because that was me. Change was the unknown. And it scared me to not know what was next. But that's part of the surprise, right? I mean, has anybody ever, saw what they were getting for Christmas and then it was ruined on Christmas Day because you already knew it was coming? I've done that. Partially on purpose. I found a way to mildly unwrap a stocking stuffer, and then when I got it, my parents were like, well, we thought you'd be more happy. Oh, I was happy. But I was happy when I cheated and looked. I was about 13 then. It was this really pretty paisley swatch watch that I wanted. And I had been begging for it. My parents told me, no, maybe your birthday. And there it was. And so when I got it, I thought I was acting more surprised and like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to wear it. I don't think I ever told my parents. And I think they always felt like, well, we thought that she'd be more excited. So I let down 3 people. I let down them because, they were so excited for me to get it. And then I didn't portray it as exciting as it was, but I never told them. Yeah, I was super duper excited 2 weeks ago when I snuck a peek. But I ruined it for me too. I ruined that whole thing for all of us. Sometimes not knowing is the best way. Just go with the flow. Okay? Perfect timing. If you're wondering when your desire will be fulfilled or when is the best moment to make a change, the answer is now. The universal energies have aligned perfectly and have opened a gateway for you to easily step through. This is one of those times in life when you're on a roll and everything you touch turns to gold. Take advantage of the divine timing and make your move. Any additional preparation at this point would be akin to procrastination. Take one step at a time and move forward today. Additional meanings. Your positive thoughts and affirmations are working, so please keep them up. Stop procrastinating and take action. That is the second time we have heard that this morning. And that was a whole different deck. Stop procrastinating. Oh, sorry. And yes, that is a theme from the Avengers Endgame. If you could hear that. Let's see. Stop procrastinating, take action, make a clear decision, trust your inner sense of timing about this project, keep the faith as your prayers are on the brink of being realized. Do not quit 5 seconds before the miracle. Take advantage of your spare time and use it to achieve your goals. In my spare time, I like to make jewelry. And part of that, like I said, was started because I had anxiety at some point. I mean, like really, really bad that I couldn't control, and that helped take my mind off of it. So here's the last one. This is a very interesting card. Whom do you need to forgive? As you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Okay, sometimes we have to let go of what angers and pains us in order to allow the good to come into our life. And by that I mean, when we hold on to anger and negativity, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. Literally just shooting yourselves in the foot. Because you may be putting out all these prayers, you may be doing positive affirmations and really truly feeling it, but then you have that negative feeling. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you're allowing them back into your life. What it means is you are giving yourself the grace to move forward with no more anger. If it means cutting people out of your life, then you have to do what's best for you. But cut them out of your life because they bring nothing but toxic energy to you. Don't cut them out because you hate them. Don't cut them out because you're angry at how things used to be or could be or was or, should have been. We forgive people to free ourselves. I had to forgive people that hurt me long after they had passed on. But it set me free. It took a while to set me free because I didn't necessarily believe that it could set me free. But when I finally did, it did. And I was able to let go. I was able to cut those cords. I was able to move forward onto a path that is my path now. So as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. This card indicates that your prayer will be answered as you release yourself from the inability to offer forgiveness. While you may feel justified in your anger, the truth is that your resentment is only hurting you. The rage you're carrying is blocking your deepest desires. Go outside and ask this is the fairy book, guys. I forgot to tell you, messages from the fairies. Go outside and ask the fairies or your higher power and spirit of nature to clear your mind, body, and emotions of lower energies. You'll benefit enormously by making the decision to detoxify yourself of old anger and resentment. Forgive yourself and be cleared of toxic guilt. Reduce judgmental thoughts about yourself or others. Send an apologetic note to someone. Stop identifying yourself as a victim and see yourself as powerful. Focus on the present instead of the past. That's a big one for me. I have to forgive myself. That it's also about self-forgiveness sometimes. And I know that may not make sense to a lot of people. Maybe you feel like you've done something wrong in your life. Maybe you feel like you've wronged people and you can't figure out how to make an amends. Forgive yourself. If you made decisions that did not work out for you, but think about where you're at now. Would you know the people that you adore in your life if you had made the other decisions that you had made? There were a lot of things that I've had to forgive myself for. Choices I made that were ultimately my choice. And I regretted them for a long time. I resented the choices I made for a long time. And then I realized that there are going to be people out there that are just like me that feel just as lost. And maybe I can be a shepherd of some sort. Help guide them to self-forgiveness and say, you know what? Whatever choices we've made, it happened for a reason. I know a lot of people hate that. It happened for a reason. But when you stop and think about it, I think about how different my life would have been if I didn't make some of these choices. How, the people that I love and adore now may not be in my life because of the choices I almost made, or because of the choices I made and went through with. And a lot of times there's a lot of hurt, but when we remove the hurt, we're able to see the beauty in our life. We're able to see the what drives us and moves us forward. So I like that a lot. I'm gonna just go back over these cards really quick, just as a quick refresher before we end. And just remember, take action. And if you believe, the situation will improve. So there's no need to worry. Okay? I think that's the best way to end. Take action. And if you believe, the situation will improve. And there will be no need to worry. All right? So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I know Oracle Fridays always tend to go pretty long, but it's like the fun part of the week, right? So I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves. We're going into the weekend. Stay hydrated. Please stay hydrated. It feels like the world is on fire. I was telling my friend yesterday that we have got to shift this world back into good because it feels like we're living in hell. It's so fucking hot. So, but the funny thing was, she replied to me and said, we really do. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know. But we do need to shift this world back into a better place, like fast. So anyways, get rid of pride. Pride doesn't do you any good. Take action. Believe. The situation will improve. No need to worry. Have a great, great weekend. Have a great, great day, everybody. Please take care of yourselves. And like I said, stay hydrated. I will see everybody back here Monday for gratitude number 10. Lesson number 10 on Monday for Hodgepodge Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We will open with the normal guidance cards that I always do. Then we'll jump right in to gratitude number 10. Okay, so again, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is California time, Monday on Facebook Live. It is public. Anybody can watch. You do not need to be my friend to watch. Under Shelly Marie Lucas, SHELLYMARIE Lucas. Or you can catch it on the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. Please, again, take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. I cannot say that enough. And you know what? Just practice some of these things over the weekend. That's why I do this on Friday. Because these are the messages that we can work on over the next 2 to 3 days. I mean, it's still early here where I'm at. So the next 2 to 3 days. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.